generational wealth, Gen W, stacking the millions. Everybody uses these little phrases. When I was 25 and I made some money on a deal, my father showed me how to protect myself. There's a revocable trust and an irrevocable trust. And that was an irrevocable trust, meaning I couldn't touch the money. It was by multiple thousands of units, and we were able to get a lot of leverage. And each time we bought a deal, we were able to put our magic to the deal that all you have to do is do one deal. That one deal will change the path of your life. Guys, Mark here. We are back at Shapiro TV and we're doing some long form content. And we want to talk to you about what it's like to protect yourself. And everybody uses this word generational wealth, Gen W, stacking the millions. Everybody uses these little phrases. Generational wealth, obviously, it is exactly what it means. It means that if my father made money in his life and then he passed it on to me, and then I'm passing it on to my children, and they're passing it on to their children and their children's children. But first, the key element to passing on generational wealth is you gotta make it. And you got to know how to make it. But I'm going to take you through as if we have gone through a transaction, and I'm going to take you through a transaction that when I was 25 and I made some money on a deal, my father showed me how to protect myself so I would always be a millionaire in my life. I want you to understand the most important thing about protecting your money. It's called structure. We want to create a level of structure, and we want to create a level of obfuscation. Now, this word obfuscation sounds like obvious. It's actually the opposite. But here's what we're going to do. Let's just take a simple transaction, and we're going to say that we made $3,100,000 on a real estate transaction. Now, I was fortunate enough to actually do that at a young age, and I was able to walk away after tax with this much money. And would you like to know what I did with the money? The first thing I did was I ordered my first fancy car, a blue convertible with white interior. Then I went and bought my manager a Rolex, and then I bought myself a Rolex. The blue one, Submariner, blue face, blue bezel, 18 karat, great watch. Bought it from a place called Lux Bond Green and Stevens, Mark Green. I think I paid $8,200 for that watch, and I don't know what they're worth today, probably 40K. And this is 1985, 1986. I bought a house, I bought a boat, but before I did all that crazy shit, my father, he took the check from me, because back then you were given a check, and he took $1 million from that check and he created a trust. The first thing we did was we created a trust, okay? And that trust, there's two types of trust. There's a revocable trust and an irrevocable trust. And that was an irrevocable trust, meaning I couldn't touch the money. He was the trustee. And if I needed money for something and I wanted to invest in something, he would give me the yes or the no. And most of the times it was a no, because he wanted to always protect that money, and he put it in a very low risk fund. That's what he did. And he wanted to make sure that I would always have that money in my life. That trust had somebody that ran it, which is a trustee, okay? And I was the beneficiary of it. And if I ever needed money, or I needed money on a monthly basis, my father could do that so I could pay certain things. We never used that. I took the balance of this money after I spent it, and I ended up with about $1,750,000 after I bought a home, a car, a watch, and a boat. Back then, things weren't as expensive as they are today. I took that money and I bought real estate. Bought a lot of real estate. And I continued to use this format for protection. So every time I bought a deal, I had one trust. Then I had to create a second trust. And that trust was revocable, meaning I had a trustee at arm's length, and the revocable trust allowed me to discuss things with my trustee. And if I needed to make those funds available to invest, we took those funds and we invested in deal after deal, and that trust grew greatly. Now, what you have to understand is, number one, A trustee is someone you have to respect and trust and understand the boundaries of what their job is. Their job is to not make sure that you have money to get your nails done. Their job is to make sure the money that you put in trust grows under the corpus of what the trust or the mission statement that the trust has, because the trust is going to lay out what you can and you can't do. So my trust was made so that it could invest equity in deals. And then the money would come back to the trust in profits and a lot of times in losses. Losses are depreciation in real estate. They're not actually, they're paper loss. And today we accelerate those and we do really well with them. But that's another video for another period of time talking about accelerated depreciation. But what we were able to do was buy multiple thousands of units, and we were able to get a lot of leverage. And each time we bought a deal, we were able to put our magic to the deal, turn the deal around, and do things with it. What you need to understand is how a trust works. When people talk to you about the Rockefeller Trust and the Waterfall Trust and this and that, there are so many different vehicles that you can create that will create generational wealth. And we're going to talk about this more and more going into our next segment and then segments after that. But guys, I want you to know that all you have to do is do one deal. That one deal will change the path of your life. Once you do that one deal, you'll build that confidence and you'll be able to do a second and a third and a fifth and 100. But don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it, and don't let anybody tell you not to get off and do it. So guys, thank you for indulging me. Let's go.